Hello again. We've been having issues. I think we're back on track. Sorry I had to go for the first stream. Now I believe everything is working, so that is great. Yeah. Hang on, just gotta get one thing working. If you'll give me a second. Oh yeah, that works. Alright, good. In that case, let's get a flight going. We're doing Sydney to Brisbane today, which is going to be nice. Oh wait, I just tried to put that in the airline. That was a bit embarrassing, wasn't it? Qantas 520 is our airline for today. I believe I put the stream on low latency mode, so there shouldn't be such a delay between the chat and what's actually happening. Could be wrong. We will see. Departing, you see, and arriving, you alternate auto. What time are we going to get off block? Probably about 5:15. Yeah, that's accurate. Do we have a saved airframe? No, we don't. That's a bit annoying. That is okay. We're flying the A330-900 Neo. The butter machine Neo, in fact. Which is very skibbity sigma. And there's a custom climb profile, which is brilliant. Fuel factor. I always take more fuel, because you can never have too much fuel unless you crash. Then you can have too much fuel. Otherwise, you can never have too much fuel. I saved something. Great. Yeah, we'll leave all that like it is, I think. All the block time. Try and find ourselves a route that's actually VAT-simmable. Looks like that one's VAT-simmable, so we'll take that. The Richmond 6. Yep, that's fine with the Gomo 2 Alpha. That sounds good to me. Yep, we'll just check our runways and everything. Departing 34 left, arriving 19 left. That shouldn't be too much of an issue. And we will export. Great. Now I'll pre-file it on VATSIM. Check the ATIS. We got ground, tower, and ATIS. So let's see. Yeah, it's a 34 left. And great. Now I'll just head on to SimBrief. Get that all nicely pre-filed. And then we will be ready to start getting our aircraft ready. Can't wait. That one. VATSIM. Pre-file. Pre-file. Yes, please. We'll get that all ready. Alrighty. Now, let's get our plane set up. Put the small cam on, just so you can get a bit of a detail there. We've got the checklistificator, the flight deck EFB. I have crafted myself a bunch of checklists. I'm just going to move that down there so it doesn't get in the way of anything. I've crafted myself a bunch of checklists on here, which you can't see because of the exposure. But essentially, I've got everything I could possibly... Wait, hang on. I can put it in dark mode, then the exposure won't exposify. Wait, give me a second. Theme. Octi. I think that means dark. Yeah, it does. Great. Here you go. I got my custom checklists, cockpit preparation, all of these items. So, let's do it. Flypad setup. Let's do that first. They do insist on calling it a flypad, so a flypad it is. Honestly, I don't mind flypad, it's pretty neat. Alright, so we got that loaded. Item checked. Check that the wipers are off. They look like they're off. Weather radar off. Let's do that now. Make sure that's in the off position. It wasn't, so now it is. Parking brake is set. Engine master 1, 2 are off. Engine select mode is normal. Landing gear are down, otherwise we'll be sitting a lot lower. So let's check the batteries. Are we above 25.5 volts? Yes, we are. That means we can turn on battery 1 and 2. Battery 1 and 2 on, external power if available, let's turn it on. Before we do that, we go to the setup in the EFB, connect all our ground services, get our chocks, safety cones, connect our jet bridge, fuel truck, GPU, doors, catering, baggage, get all that ready. My stream's glitching again. Come on, YouTube, just work. No, it can't do that, can it? Alright. Now we got all that connected. External power is on. Nav and logo lights are on. APU fire test. Oops, I opened the thing instead of testing it. Test. Yep, it's going ding ding ding, so that works. That means we can now turn the APU master switch on, and the APU starter switch can turn on. When the APU is available, we'll turn off external power. Until then, nothing is going anywhere. TCAS is on standby, and weather radar is also off. So that's great. We will just await APU avail. So, yeah. Stream started off slowly. We're getting back on track. While we're waiting for APU available, I realised that I completely forgot to load our fuel. That was a bit of an oopsie. That should be in the checklist, but I obviously ignored it. There we go, we got 12,000 kilos of fuel today, so that should be very nice. And yeah, all our services are connected. You won't actually see them because I turned off ground services in an attempt to save some FPS. So you won't see them, but they are there, I promise. That sounds a bit stupid, doesn't it? Let's connect to VATSIM. And that'll be good. Qantas 520. APU is now avail, so we'll just not download the latest update. APU is now available, so we can get rid of that external power. We won't be needing that anymore. APU bleed, we'll get that on. Cross bleed auto. Where's my cross bleed? Come on. Auto. Yeah, it's on auto already. Good. Connect. Qantas 520. I believe that's correct. Yes, it is. Fantastic. And alright. Let's do it. Hang on. Standby 1. Alright, crossblades auto. Probe window heat. Let's check that it's on auto. I believe it's up here somewhere, isn't it? Isn't it? It's somewhere here. Window heat. Where's my window heat gone? Auto. I think it's on auto. Seems auto enough to me.
954 on the Richmond 6 through 2 running team climbs by the Citadel 340 City.
Okay. Packs 1 and 2 on. Great, let's get our aircon ready. I believe that is on this part. So pack 1 is already on. Pack 2 is already on. Great. Start the boarding in our electronic flight bag. We'll put that to fast. Start that boarding. Give it a little bit of time. Meanwhile, we'll arm our emergency exit lights. So that's that. Ground control with the cockpit voice recorder. We'll turn that on and we'll do a test. Good. Strobe lights auto. Auto. Crew supply oxygen on. The hydraulic yellow pump. Yellow. Hydraulic electric yellow pump is on. Let's align our ADIRs. 1, 2, and 3. Engine 1 and 2 fire test. Yep, that one works. And that one works. Alright, so we're going to do our MCDU, and then we're going to do our radio frequencies, then we'll try and get our clearance. So, what I'm going to do is do that now. So let's find Sydney ground. Nice. We'll tune that on communications 1. Quick look at the ATC.
Echo Yankee Zulu request taxi.
That looks good. 1007 in the QNH. Alright, nice. Let's do our MCDU, shall we? We will take the Richmond 6 off 3
Echo
4
Yankee
left.
Zulu, follow the Qantas A320 on Charlie to Hot Short Sierra.
Do this first.
Follow the Qantas A320 to Sierra. Echo Yankee Zulu.
Echo Yankee Zulu.
Qantas
Do you
211
watch,
current available.
if
Ready,
you
Qantas
watch Stephen Drury on YouTube,
Qantas 211
Australian
Nicholas
pilot,
Melbourne via
his
Wollongong
plane is Echo
500.
Yankee Zulu,
Runway 34
so that's why
right,
I'm
7
confused why this
departure.
guy is using that call sign.
Wollongong transition, combo SID to 5000
Alright,
squawk.
data.
4252 departure confers on advisory with 122-9.
Init. We'll do our init.
Clear to Melbourne available
It's got a
on
water
planned
in it.
route from which is for right, Marab 7 departure,
Do a
Wollongong
flight
transition.
plan, so we're going
Qantas
to take
5000 squawk 4252 and departure
Richmond
1228. Qantas
3
211.
4 left. Transition. I know the Richmond 6. With no transition. Alrighty. Richmond 6. Great. And we'll do that later. Secondary flight plan is in op. Radio nav is already tuned. The second page of init. There we go. And what's our block? Passengers are still boarding. My goodness, they're taking their time, aren't they? Payload. Block fuel. How do you find our... block fuel's in here, isn't it? Block. 11940. 11.9. There we go. It's going to calculate all of that. And then we'll do our all-important performance page. Let's get out our sim brief to do a performance calculation. Because that would just be fun, wouldn't it? Assuming... Actually, no, we can do it here, can't we? Take a performance. Don't worry about that. I can do it on the other computer. Take a performance. 3 4 left. I wonder how much of an intersection we can take. You know what? Let's just go all the way to the end. Populate weather. Calculate performance. Alright, so what do we got? Flaps 1. Flex to 54. Okay. We can do that. Seems a wee bit low.
Qantas 349 holding short 0.
Alright, flaps 1. Flex to 54. That seems a bit interesting, but alright then.
Qantas 349, current tower 120.5. Break Echo Yankee Zulu, current tower 120.5. Bye-bye.
Well, who's
Correct
speed
tower
running?
120.5. Thanks,
Then we
Dave.
have
a good day. Have a good Christmas. See you.
V1.
120.5. Qantas 349. Merry Christmas.
We have a VR of 131. We have a V2 of 139. And the plane does not like that at all. It thinks they're too low. So what are we going to do now? That's actually a great question. What are we going to do now? Maybe it's because we don't have our QNH set. That was actually later in the procedure. Let's just have a look though. What does it want to put in there? 141, so it's a whole 10 knots away. We will do that then. I'm happy with that, absolutely. Yeah. Alright, that's fine. I guess that's fine. Shouldn't be too much of a problem, I suppose. Alright, the MCDU is done. Let's go get our clearance, shall we? Got my notepad right here with the craft template. Where's my craft? Brisbane with that route. Sid. Runway. That. Altitude, probably going to be like 5,000 or something.
Completed.
Frequency will be 122.8, and squawk he'll give to us. So, let's just check what ATIS do we have. ATIS number... Kilo.
Ladies and gentlemen from the flight deck, on behalf of myself and
Right,
the
here we
captain,
go.
the first officer and cabin crew, I'd like
Sydney
to take
ground, Qantas 520 radio check.
We're just wrapping up some paperwork up front here and waiting to see final numbers from the ground.
Qantas 520, read you 555.
We'll be coming to the cabin shortly with a very important safety briefing. We do ask that you give
Qantas
your full
520
undivided
with
attention as
information
we review the
kilo,
operations
request
of this
IFR to
Airbus
Brisbane.
aircraft. We do appreciate your business having you aboard this flight.
Qantas 520, cleared to Brisbane via Richmond flight plan route. Runway 34 left, Richmond 6, departure, climb about SID 5000, squawk 4542, departure frequency 122, decimal 8.
That was fast. Cleared to Brisbane with the Richmond flight plan route, Richmond 6 SID, runway 34 left, climb with the SID 5000, squawk 4542, departures on 122.8, Qantas 520.
Qantas 520.
He wasn't expecting that. Great. Alright, so that is that for the moment. Now, let's continue with our checklist, shall we? We got our clearance. Let's set our transponder, which is 4542. 4542.
Then City ground, Qantas 211, stand 1, request push.
Great.
Qantas 211, push approved.
TCAS.
Push approved,
Let's
Qantas
put that on. Boom, and on. Great. QNH. Let's set the QNH according to the ATIS, which is kilo, and the QNH is 1007. Oh, I already have it set. Brilliant. Anti-skids are on. Nope, it's on. Great. Flight directors are on. ILS display is off. FCU altitude is going to be 5,000 as cleared. Next section is before push start. So, takeoff briefing, I don't need to do that because I don't have a co-pilot. I wish there was a way of doing shared, like having a... I wish Microsoft would add like a co-pilot thing. That would be so cool. And I don't mean Microsoft Copilot AI. I mean like some sort of feature in Flight Sim. Takeoff briefing is good. We've checked and verified the fuel on board is accurate. We just cross-checked our performance page. Let's turn off the ground power unit. We don't need that anymore. Services ground power unit, you can go away, please. Barometric reference, we'll do that for landing. We don't need that right now. MCDU looking good. Seatbelt and smoking, let's do that now. I mean, no seatbelt and no smoking. I don't mean the smoking light, which lets you smoke. Yep, check QNH and squawk. Checked. Landing barometric reference, we'll do that later. Request push and start, then we'll do the beacon, thrust levers, idle, and then remove chocks and cones and push back. Alright. Ooh, we are definitely wing striking that Qantas 73. That's a bit of an oops on my part. My apologies, Qantas 73. I didn't mean to give you a wing strike there. That is on me. Oops. Isn't that a slight oops? Now we're just going to hop onto ChartFox to grab our charts. Here we go. VATSIM radar. Boom, that's ours. Get started. Sydney. We'll open the domestic 1 apron chart. Ground, apron chart, domestic page 1. Here it is. We're at number 6, are we? 5? I don't know. It doesn't say. That would be nice if it did. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7A. Yeah, I think we're at 6. Let's call for pushback. Qantas 520 with Kilo request push.
Qantas 520, push approved. Actually, Qantas 520, hold position. Qantas 211, approximately how far are you away from taxiing?
Apologies, yeah, ready for taxi, yeah, Qantas 211.
Qantas 211, no problem. Taxi Charlie, cross runway 25, Bravo 10, hold short Sierra.
Taxi Charlie, cross 25, Bravo 10, and then hold short Sierra, Qantas 211.
Qantas 520, just making sure holding position.
Roger, holding position, Qantas 520. We are not going anywhere, I assure you. Yeah, that wing strike's
Qantas 803,
embarrassing.
request push, gate 5. Qantas 803, hold position.
I was first for push, so give me push first. Thanks. Priority push, I say. APU, yeah, we're keeping that on for now. Our hydraulic PTU is also on. We are waiting for them to go by, I believe. Yep. Hello, hello. What is that they're flying? They're flying an A330 with a
Qantas 520,
787
push
wing.
approved.
Push approved, Qantas 520. Alright, let's go. Requested push and start. Let's get our beacon light on. Beacon is on. Where's the beacon? Found it. Thrust levers are at idle.
Arm doors and cross-check.
They are. Idle. Remove chocks and cones. We'll do that now. Wheel chocks and safety cones are off. Disconnect the jet bridge. Disconnect the air starter. Disconnect the fuel truck. Get our pushback ready. Alright, let's do that now. Pushback. Actually, let's do our toolbar pushback. Pre-plan. And of course, we want to go this way.
Qantas 803, sorry, you may expect a 5-minute delay.
For what?
The aircraft pushing to your right.
That's crazy. Sorry, we're going as fast as we can, just running through a few checklists.
Qantas 520, no problem.
It's a bit rude of him. For what?
If you aren't ready to push, don't do checklists when you've called for it.
Next section. Let's get our ignition ready. Start engine 2. While we push. There we go. This guy next to me is not having any of it, which is not very nice of him, to be completely honest with you. That's alright though. We don't mind, do we? We're just going to await our engine avail. And then we're going to get our ignition switch on and everything else ready. Is that BobTube? It sure is. Is that Winston? I know it is, because your channel and your username. It is. We're doing Sydney to Brisbane on VATSIM, and I'm getting roasted by an older gentleman who thinks that I'm taking too long to push back, which is a little bit rude. Not even gonna lie. But yeah, not much is happening otherwise. Yeah. I just performed an almost perfect pushback. Almost. Alright, so we're just waiting for this engine to actually be available. It'd be quite nice if it was, I've got to say. Seems like it's not really getting any more available, I have to say. What we are going to do is go to our pushback preset and load ready for taxi. That'll start getting everything ready. It's going to be starting all our engines up. That checklist all good. Next section, WVATSIM moment. Exactly. Once those are both ready, we'll get that good to go. APU bleed off, APU master off, and all of that stuff. Then we'll be basically good to go. Just need to grab another chart, grab the aerodrome chart so we know how to taxi ourselves to the correct runway. It would be not so good if we didn't do that. And now we'll just disconnect that. Ground, Qantas 520, ready for taxi.
Qantas 520, taxi Charlie. Cross runway 25 Lima, hold short runway 34 left.
Taxi Charlie, cross 25 Lima, hold short 34 left, Qantas 520. Charlie, cross 25 Lima. Alright, we can do that, that's easy. Easy squeezy. Let's go, no more parking brake.
Qantas 211, 12, turn on to Bravo 10, connect tower 120.5. See, I have a good Chrissy.
Alright, on Bravo 10, we'll go tower 1205 and Q2, Qantas 211.
Come on, plane, you're not going anywhere. Start going places.
Good afternoon, Qantas 11, IFR 2 Brisbane, please.
Qantas 11, good day, clear to Brisbane,
Wait, hang on.
TSAT flight plan route, runway 34 left, Richmond 6 departure, climb Z2 5000.
Alright guys, it's a small issue. My Amazon package got stolen, so I'm gonna have to end the stream. Goodbye. It's my new PC as well. Anyway, yeah. See ya.